Hello friends, today we'll see the isometric view of this given object or given orthographic view. Speciality of these two orthographic views is what? Quarter circle is there and semicircle is there. So first time in this example we'll see how to draw the quarter circle also. As usual, get overall length which is 100, width it is in the top view, we can see it is 50, and height of this object 10 plus 30, it is 40. Origin is on left hand side, so the length will be on right hand side. Then prepare the isometric box. Draw the horizontal line, then vertical intersecting line, then immediately mark a line at an angle of 30 degree towards left, and on right hand side degree. So the intersection of all these lines is nothing but its origin. So both these lines are inclined at 30 degree. Don't write it. Immediately from this mark the height. Height of this object is 40, 20, 40, and width will be on left hand side. Width is 50. How we can mark 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is the width. And length is 100. So it is over here 100. Then what I have told, remove the upper portion of the height. So this is the upper portion. Only let it be height at that place. Perfect. And once we mark that height, then preparing the box is simple. From this vertical line, then again from the length also mark the vertical line. Then from height, perfectly height, mark one line on 30 degree parallel to length, another line parallel to width. Immediately we can mark this line parallel to length and parallel to width from this intersection. This is what the isometric box, perfect isometric box having length 100, width 50 and height 40. So once we prepare the isometric box, then after that what we have to do, analyze the problem carefully. And always I'll tell, so when small holes are there, so those holes helps us. For example, this hole. So whatever this circular hole is there, it is in the height of 10 only, means above this nothing is there. Above this portion, whatever this portion is there, it is being cut. That's why this portion along with the circle, along with the circular hole, it is visible. So that hint we get. And again on right hand side, So there is a semicircular part. There is a semicircular part. So what we have to do? So from this circle, above this 30 and this 40, such type of rectangular box we have to cut from this object. It will give us basic idea. So such type of reading is very important. Means from the top, when we are looking this portion, that means this upper portion at this place is not existing. And what are its dimensions? Its dimensions are 40 on this side. So this is 40, and again on this side we have to leave 10. So we have to leave 10 and we have to mark at this place. Correct. Then see, straightway mark a line parallel to this like this, and from this side parallel to width. Means such portion we have to cut, and how much its height we should maintain? Only 10. Means this portion we can cut up to 30 mm. So from this 20, 30 means at the bottom only 10 will be remaining. Ten, 20, 30. Correct. So this portion we have to cut. Like this. So anyway it is going to be a light line. Up to this. Means here, so whatever this part is there, that we have to remove. And how we can remove? Like this. These 3 lines. Means above this nothing is there. Correct. Once we remove this, we should get such square part. And how we can get it? So for that, we have to mark from this side from this side 40. It is 40 only. Then from this side again 40. Like this. And vertically 30. So if our drawing is accurate, perfectly this will match. So if you follow this technique, you will find this very easy. So we have got the basic shape. This so here circle will be there, here semicircle, and at this place quarter circle. Our problem will be almost finished. Then easiest way of drawing the quarter circle I will tell. So whenever the angle is 120 degree, the radius will be more than given. So because that quarter circular portion is non-isometric, then what we have to do? Here radius is, how much is the radius? 20. Then from this corner we have to mark in the compass you take 20, and from this perfectly corner mark the arc on this side, similarly on this side also. Correct. See, and once we mark this arc, the procedure of drawing drawing quarter circular portion I am telling. Then after that, what you have to do? From this 2 points, drop the perpendicular lines. From these 2 points, what we have to do? Drop the perpendicular lines. Like this. So this line will be perpendicular to this. At the same time, what we have to do? So if I make this line is parallel, means now with this edge again perpendicular from this point also, and definitely these two will match. These two will match at this corner. See, these are the perfectly perpendiculars, and wherever these two lines intersect, from that, see, take the radius equal to this much. Take the radius and mark the arc. This is the quarter circular arc. So like this, you can mark this quarter circular arc, and once we mark this quarter circular arc, its thickness is 10. So whatever this portion is there, because in that 10 thickness this hole is there, that is the big hint for us. Then shift these 3 points. Which 3 points? So from this point to this point, it is by 10, means it will match with that lower edge. Again, if I shift this also by 10, it will match with this. And if I shift the center by 10, like this, vertically downward, all these 3 points, and after shifting it, you can mark this dark line. How we can mark? Just see. Put the compass at this corner now, at this point, not corner, shifted by 10 mm. And if we check it, so definitely it will match with these 2 points. Check it. And then now you can draw this quarter circular portion. Means shifting is very important. So this is the quarter circular part, and we have shifted by 10. So if you observe it carefully, it's not difficult, but we have to draw carefully. Then afterwards, now the major portion of this object, we can make it dark. Problem is typical, but by proper way, if we solve it, it's very simple. Now this portion will get, means whatever the straight edges are there, if you see it from 0, 100 up to this, from this corner, so once that quarter circular portion is over, we can mark this line till the end. Then, so I'll draw all these lines parallel to length. So this edge is going to be dark. This edge is going to be dark. Correct. And now whatever that semicircular slot is there, so it is how much? So this is 40. Then whatever this 100 is there, so this is 30. And a radius of, so radius of the semicircular portion is missing. So that radius is, so I'll tell, so it is 20. So that portion is 20 mm radius, means This portion is 10, this portion is 10, it is 40, it is 40, like this total 100 is there. Then what I'll do while marking this line, so from this end I leave 10, this 10, and after 10, 40 mm gap, 10, 20, 30, 40. So once we mark this 40, then after that it is throughout. Again 50. So that line. Similarly, this line also 10. Then there is a gap of 10, 20, 30, 40, and then it is 10. So it is like this. And say after this line is matching. Then, so all these lines parallel to length I have marked. Then how I can mark the lines parallel to width? So for that, this should be 30-degree inclined. See in the top view, you can see this is throughout 40. So this distance is it is 50 overall length. Then again it is 50. So we got. Then it is also 50. It is 50, and this is 40. It is 40. Now all the vertical lines I'll mark. Again one more or two more lines are remaining. One is this. Correct. So with the help of roller scale or drafter, you can draw very fastly. So almost you will need half the time whatever I am taking. Or with the help of pencil, the time will be very less. It is the vertical edge. It is the vertical edge. Now here that semicircular slot is there. It is the vertical distance. And finally this. Say in isometric, imagination, thinking, proper techniques, neat reading of orthographic view is very important. Now this edge is remaining. And below it this is one more edge. This is the edge. Now in this problem, what is remaining? Semicircular slot and circle. So always draw the circle, small portion. It requires more time also at the end. So instead of that, you draw this circle first. Then for this circle, what we need? mark the midpoint of this. Once we mark the midpoint, circle is in vertical plane. From that midpoint, we have to draw the vertical line. Not circle, semicircle. Semicircle is in vertical plane. So you draw this vertical line. Means now for the rhombus, only line parallel to length and this will be used. So we know that radius of that semicircle is 20. Or we can take this much. So it is 20. Correct. And it will match on this side also. It must match. Locating the center is very important. With this center, in the compass take 20, it is going to be 20 because this is 20, and with this center itself, cut the arc on this side, on this line like this, on upper side, on lower side also. Now we have marked, and through these points draw the vertical lines and parallel lines too. So it is the vertical line, it is the vertical line, and line parallel to length. Means what type of rhombus we must have? Its sides should be parallel to length and height because it is in vertical plane. Such type of rhombus. For semicircle also the same procedure is required. Only we need two centers. Then out of that, this is one of the center. This is one of the center. And for getting other center, what we are supposed to do? We need that center on this side. So from this point, from this center, join this midpoint, midpoint of opposite side. 1. Similarly, from this center, centers are going to be obtuse angles where angle is 120 degree. At two places 60, and so here 120 degree angle, 120, 60, 60. And now we got two centers. How these two centers we have got? One is this and other is this. These two centers will be used, and with these two centers we can mark the distance equal to midpoint of opposite side. This is going to be distance, and if I mark the arc, it must match with this. So we should mark this arc, and again with other center with reduced radius up to this point. mark this arc, and perfectly we got this semicircular portion. Now, so this semicircular portion is shifted on the back side. It is the semicircular slot. Then for that, what we have to do, we cannot prepare such again rhombus at back side. So because it has been shifted, by 50. Then the best way is what? Shift its center by 50. Shifts its center by 50 from this. In the direction of width, we can shift its center at this place. Shift it by 50. And if we shift that center by 50, then see that, so this portion of the ellipse, it is going to be hidden. Only this portion with larger radius, it is going to be visible in backside. Means we have to shift with this center and a radius equal to this much. If we shift this center at this place, and if I rotate it, it must match with that point. Same radius. Definitely it will match. And we can draw this quarter circular arc like this. And now see it, that semicircular slot is also over. If lines are little bit dark, then we can remove, but with the help of pencil, you can draw very, very, very light line. Then finally, a small portion is remaining, that circular hole. For that, again we know. So we have to draw the rhombus and foreshortened method. Coincidentally, we are having the midpoints of this side over here. So mark the center. How we can mark the center over here? Draw this parallel line, and through this midpoint, parallel line on this side. This, it is the center. And from this center, in the compass, how much you have to take? What is the diameter? 16. Means its radius is 8 only. It is less than 10. And when 8 radius is there, with that, we have to mark the arc on this side. Then over here. Then again rotate it. Over here. Rotate it at this place. Then immediately from these points, draw the parallel lines. It is in the top view, means length and width. Now which two lines are going to be used? Parallel to width and parallel to length. Again we get the rhombus. So once we get the rhombus, these are the two centers. And after that, from these two centers, we have to join the midpoints of opposite sides. How we can join the midpoints of opposite side? Like this. From this center, the midpoint of opposite side is like this. Similarly, from upper center, this point. Then from other center, means or from this center midpoint of opposite side. Like this, and from this center midpoint of opposite side. Like this we get the 4 centers, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now with the help of compass we have to draw the proper ellipse. Center to the midpoint of opposite side. Just once you will have to check. It's perfect. Midpoint to midpoint. Then shift the center at this place. Then again with a same radius. Mark this arc. Then shift the center over here. And with very small radius. With this center in this way. Like this. It is the ellipse by 4 center method. And now its thickness is 10, so this is little bit larger. Then in that case what we have to do, so we have to shift this center of that upper curve by 10 mm. Then from this point you can mark downward 10 mm line, and that end point is going to be the center of this. And initially you will have to take the radius equal to this radius of the upper curve, and shift this center by 10 below it, and whatever the portion of the curve which is inside this ellipse, whatever the portion of this curve which is inside ellipse, that you have to mark like this. Means this thickness will be 10 because we have shifted this center by 10 because of that, so that lower curve will be also visible. So this is the solution of this given object. And then finally origin we have marked. So other 3 things we have to do, those are what? Mark the dimensions, overall dimensions. Overall dimensions, how you have to mark? So it will be used for length. Length is it's 100. Centrally placed, neatly written. Then its width is going to be 50. Field arrow and centrally placed 50. And finally height So this will be, if whenever line is vertical, dimension should be on left hand side and that parallel to the line. So it will be parallel to the line. So it is. It is the isometric wave of this given object, and if construction lines are very light you can mark, but while drawing whatever we can erase those. Now if you see that problem and solution, it is perfectly matching, but with proper understanding step by step if you draw, so you will like it. And once we finish isometric wave we get some satisfaction. So it is the isometric view of that given object. If you like this video, share it, and if some problem is there, you can comment also. Thank you.